Guys, please check it. All of you are getting my voice on screen, guys. Just confirm to me, guys. All of you are getting my voice on screen now. My voice is clear to all of you. Please confirm to me. Check it, guys. All of you are getting my voice on screen now. My voice is clear. Please confirm to me. Right. Right. Good morning, guys. Right, sir. And check it. What we completed in the last session. So I think so. We are discussing about the content like functions topic we are discussing there. Right, sir. In functions, what exactly the content here we completed? If you observe the total content on these functions, so different topics here we completed. Then here what we have to understand there. Right, sir. Right. Functions introduction part here I've given. Up to this, first of all, tell me what is this function actually? Function is a set of intersections representing a particular action. Function is a set of intersections representing a particular action. Observe this clearly. Or maybe what is the requirement to go for these functions here? I given one more point here. The requirement to go for these functions is which one? In general, in Python applications, if you want to provide, if you want to provide code, a set of instructions repeatedly in Python program, then if you provide the set of instructions repeatedly as part of these applications, then automatically what happens there? No, code redundancy will be increased. Automatically here we are able to get which one? Code redundancy will be increased. When code redundancy is increased, automatically number of instructions will be increased. When a number of instructions are increased, automatically right application performance and all this number of issues will come. So to overcome these problems, we have to go for code reusability. If we want to go for this code reusability, then we have to use which one they know? Functions feature. That is what exactly the purpose of which one? No? Functions feature. After this clear. Next one is which one? Then after that, after completion of this, understanding this functions requirement, what exactly the meaning of this function? Function is a set of intersections. Function is which one? You know, a set of intersections. Up to this. What are the main advantages of these functions now? First one is which one? Code reusability. And the second one is which one? Code maintenance. Code maintenance will be very good. Code reusability are given there. At the same time, what is that another advantage here? No? Code maintenance. Code maintenance is also be another advantage of which one can know this functions can. So next one is which one? After completion of this, how many types of functions are existed here in Python? No, two types of functions are existed. Tell me what are the two types of functions here we are going to get here. First one is which one? Predefined functions, and second one is which one? User defined functions. Can you tell me what is this predefined function and what is this user defined function? No, these functions are defined by Python programming language and they are coming along with which one? Python software. Directly, the Python functions are coming along with our which one? No, Python software. Understand it? What are the various functions here? Len, sorted, ID, type, eval. All these are which one here? No, Python predefined functions only. Next one is after completion of this, user-defined functions here are given. What is the definition for user-defined functions? These functions are defined by the developers as per their application requirements. as per their application's requirement. Developers are going to provide these functions as per their application requirements. That's okay, fine. Next one is which one? Then after that, syntax for this user-defined functions is def. Keyword here we have to provide function name, param list, instructions, and return values. I'm not saying written value, I'm saying written values. By that also we are able to have some conclusion. We can understand this conclusion clearly. Right, sir. After completion of this, that the points are given about this, def keywords and all this other content here I provided here. Now observe this clearly, where def keywords is used to define function, where function name is an unique identity for the functions in order to access. Next one is which one? Where function parameter list is optional. It can be used to pass some input data to the function in order to perform an action. Where return statement can be used to return one or more values from the function. Right. These values are which one? The results of the respective action, result of the respective function. Observe this clearly. So these functions we can call maybe in the case of Java we may call it as which one? Methods. In some old programming languages we may call it as which one? Procedures and routines like this. A number of things are available. But anyway here we have to understand our content clearly. This is one thing here. Next one is which one? Examples are given. In the first example, function without the parameters I provided. In the next example, function with one parameter I provided. In the next example, function with more than one parameter I provided. Then after that, next one is which one? A function with a return value can be provided. Then another thing is which one? A function with a more than one return value can be provided. Anyway, then here only one function, one parameter. Again, a function with a more than one parameter, more than one return value here we provided. Observe this clearly. So like this, number of examples can be provided on the basis of these functions. Already we completed here these functions now. Right, sir. Now observe this clearly. After completion of this, another content is which one? Some examples are given. Then few conclusions are given. What are these conclusions? No. In Python functions, if we provide argument list at a function definition, then the argument is called as which one can know? Formal arguments. In Python function calls, in Python function calls, not in function definition, function calls. If we provide argument values list, if we provide argument values list, then that argument values are called as which one? No, actual arguments. Definitions are given there, we can understand it no. Where A and B are formal arguments, 10 and 20 are which one? No, are actual arguments. No. That's okay, fine. Right, sir. How many types of arguments are exist in the case of this Python? How many types of arguments are available inside this Python? So here, overall, four types of arguments are available in this Python. What are the four types of arguments here? Positional arguments, keyword arguments, default arguments. Next one is which one? Variable length arguments. I think so. From this point onwards, I discussed in the last class. Yesterday, I started the content from this point onwards. Here, I think so. No. Right, sir. Now, here, observe this clearly. So these are important. At the same time, these are somewhat difficult in the case of these functions, but we are going to understand it clearly. Observe this now. First one is which one? Positional functions. Here we have to follow. What is this positional function here? Understand this now. So positional functions are the normal. Positional arguments are normal arguments to the functions whose values must be provided on the basis of the argument positions in function call. For first parameter, this is a value. For second parameter, this is a value. Like this, as per the positions only here, we are going to provide. One example I have given, def which name come message. Observe clearly, in the first parameter, what we have to provide there, no name only. In the second parameter, what you have to provide, message only. Is it possible to interchange these two? No. If we interchange these two, no, functionality may be changed. Our required result we may not get. We are unable to get our required results. So that's why here we need to pass as is. Here example I have given, hello Durga, good morning. But in the above example, if we provide good morning as first one, good morning as the first parameter, and what next one here, and Durga as the second parameter, then the function result will be changed. Right, sir. Already I give you an example for this. Hello, good morning, Durga. Like this here, we are able to get. It's meaningless. Next one is keyword arguments I provided. What is this keyword arguments actually? In the case of keyword arguments, we'll provide argument values directly by assigning value to the argument names in the function calls. In the case of keyword arguments, we'll provide argument values directly by assigning values to the argument names in which one they know function calls here. That's a point here. Examples they are given. What are the various examples here? We have to observe this. Def wish name comma message here I provided. Print hello name message I provided. Now first one is which one? Wish name is equal to Durga and message is equal to good morning. Directly values here we provided. Right. In the case of these keyword arguments, we can interchange them. We can change their positions also, no issues there. Why? Because directly to the parameter names we are assigning the data. So that order of the parameters may not be important. In any order here, we are able to provide these arguments clearly up to this point. Next one is which one? Then after that, wish message is equal to good morning, comma, name is equal to Durga. So values here we are providing. In the case of keyword arguments, we can provide arguments in any order. That conclusion I've given. Then another conclusion here I've given that just observe this clearly. In Python functions, we are able to provide both positional arguments and keyword arguments in a single function. These points are important actually. In the Python functions, we are able to provide both the positional arguments and keyword arguments in a single function. But what is the condition here? No. But the condition is which one here? But first we have to provide positional arguments. Next we have to provide which one? Keyword arguments. Right, sir. First, we have to provide which one? Positional arguments. Next, we have to provide which one? Keyword arguments. If we violate this rule, then PVM will raise an error like which one? No. Syntax error. Positional arguments follows. Which one? No. Keyword arguments. This error here we are getting. Try to recognize this point here. An example here we provided for this. Right, so this is the example. Def add of a comma b comma c, print of a plus b plus c, add of 10 comma b is equal 20, c is equal 30. It's okay, no problem. But here what happened in the next instruction? What I provided? Add of a is equal 10. That is which one? Keyword argument. 20 comma 30 I provided. Now this is exactly which one? No. Syntax error. What about the syntax error? Now tell me. Positional arguments follows which one? Keyword arguments. But actually the concept is which one? No. First keyword arguments. First one is which one? Here no. Positional arguments here we have to provide. Next only here we have to provide which one? Keyword argument. But here in this case what happened there? No. Here we are getting error like which one? No. First keyword argument is available. Next we are getting which one? No. Positional arguments here. That's the problem. So whenever we want to provide positional arguments and keyword arguments, no. First we have to provide which one? Positional arguments. After that only we have to provide which one? Keyword arguments. Clear or not? Understand it now. Next one. After completion of it. Default arguments here I provided. Default arguments. Right, sir. Default arguments are also important in the case of this Python. See, these keyword arguments and default arguments are not available even in the case of Java also. They are exclusive in the case of which one? No? Python. That means these programming languages, procedure-oriented programming languages only we are able to have this type of features. Observe this clearly. In the case of this default arguments, we will provide initial values to the arguments at a function definition. If user don't want to provide values to these arguments, then the initial values will be assigned to the arguments. If user provides values to these arguments at a function call, then new values will override default values and new values will be executed. New values will be existed to the arguments. So anyway, whether we are going to provide value or not secondary, but first of all some values are going to be provided here. We need to understand this clearly. Right, sir. Therefore, wish of name is equal to Durga message good morning. Even though if we call that method without wish function without providing any values, default values will be taken. Hello Durga and message is which one? Good morning here we are able to get. Okay, fine. If we provide any value, automatically the corresponding argument the default value will be overridden with our new value and the respective message will be displayed. So now here I provided some other content here. Observe this wish of. Now come on, good afternoon. That value here we provided here clearly. So here some different outputs here we are getting now. All of you observe this clearly. Yes, sir. Is it clear or not? I have one question. I want to take one more example. I have a thought now. I want to implement one more example for default arguments. I can give one example. I think so. This example may be useful for us. Now try to recognize this. Okay. What is this actually? Variable length arguments. Variable length arguments. This program again I will discuss with you regarding this variable argument concept here. First of all, let me prepare one example, sir. This example may be useful for us. That's why I'm thinking about it. Listen, all of you listen carefully. Requirement is I want to create a bank account. If you want to create bank account, what exactly the data I have to provide to this account? No, now tell me. In general, which data here I have to provide? Now tell me. In general, which data? Account number. account holder name, account to type, and what next one here no balance might be these things are common. Four details, not too much details here. Four details here I want to provide up to this. Now here, while creating account, it is mandatory to provide which one account number. Account holder name is also be mandatory. Account type. In an account creation form, there is a checkbox. Type of the accounts might be checkbox savings, checkbox current. Two checkboxes are available. But unfortunately, what happened? User may forget to select the checkboxes now. Maybe savings or maybe currents. If user has not provided any of these accounts, if user has not specified the type of the account, then by default, which account has to be created now? Tell me. By default, which account has to be created in the bank now? Tell me. By default, you want to create current account, no? No. By default, which account has to be created now? Savings account. Even user has specified or not, that doesn't matter. But by default, which account has to be created now? Savings account has to be created. Is it clear or not? So now understand in this particular requirement, my default document concept will be applied now. In this particular requirement default document, that means user selected or not selected, that doesn't matter. But finally here what we are going to get there now, we are able to have some savings account or not. So I will take a function like create account function, where account number is one parameter, next one is account holder name is another parameter, next parameter is which one now? Tell me. Another parameter is which one? Account type. Whether user has specified that account type or not, that doesn't matter. But finally we have to provide one account type or not, that is savings or not. The default value here I need to provide for this argument is which one? No, savings. Understand my point? Next, another thing is which one? Minimum balance here we want to maintain. What is that balance actually? Minimum balance. Okay, balance variable I want to take. In the case of this balance variable also, at the time of creating account, if 25,000 is a minimum balance, we have to set it. For example, user forgot to specify the 25,000 no minimum balance, but by default that balance value must be taken as which one no minimum balance or not. Minimum balance must be the balance or not. Sir, you have to answer for my question now. If user wants to deposit some amount while creating account, it's okay. Allow that deposit operation there now. But if user has not provided any balance here, he forgot to specify that balance value, by default, which balance has to be the balance no? Which value has to be the balance no? Default value as a balance or not? That means the default value in the sense minimum balance is a balance or not? That minimum balance for this balance is which one no? 20,000 or 10,000 or depends on bank, whatever it may be. No? Is it clear or not? So this in this particular requirements we are going to use, we are going to utilize which one here? No, this total default arguments concept. Default argument concept. Here we can understand clearly. Yes, sir. All of you are getting it or not? Okay, fine. Right, sir. Now understand this. I'll give some example on it. Right, sir. So first of all, now what we have to take? No, I need to take some account details first of all. Account details here I want to take, then where I want to provide which one now? Right, account details now. First of all, let us take this account details, but before going to take this account details, here what I have to use now, create account function I need to provide. When we call this create account function, where parameters we have to provide, in that parameters we have to set the data. That's okay, fine. Def, I'm preparing this function, sir. All of you have to do this clearly. Def create account function. Tell me, sir. You only now tell me what exactly the parameters here I need to take. I need to take account to type balance. Both as which one there no default values I need to take. That means default arguments I have to take. At the same time, positional arguments also here I have to take. Positional arguments and as well as which one no default arguments. Both I want to take. Now tell me when we want to take both. What is this note now? Observe this clearly. In Python functions, it is possible to provide both the positional arguments and what next one? Default arguments in single function. But what is the condition? First we have to provide which one? Positional arguments. Then only we have to provide which one? Default arguments. If we violate this rule, here we are able to get which one? No. Syntax error. Syntax error colon. Non-default argument follows which one? Default arguments. Positional arguments are first priority, sir. Along with that, anything we can provide. That doesn't matter. Maybe like keyword arguments or maybe which one? No. Default argument. But first one must be which one? No. Positional arguments. That point here we have to recognize now. Right, leave it anyway. I want to provide this one. As per this rule only, I need to define the function. Now tell me, first of all, it is which one there no account number, comma. Then what next one here no account holder name, then comma. Tell me, sir, what next one here after completion of this? Now tell me. Uh, Now account to type here we need to take or not? Tell me account type by default which value here I want to provide? By default here which value here I want to provide? No savings. Whether user has provided this value or not, that doesn't matter. Which account will be created? No savings account is created. If user specified current some other value, no, with other value account will be created. But if user forgot to specify these accounts, no, automatically which value we are able to get? No savings account will be created. That's okay, fine. Comma balance I'm telling it. Minimum balance by default which value must be available here? No minimum balance must be required. What is this minimum balance here? Up to this, no. Let's say for example 10,000 here I want to provide. 10,000 here I want to provide. Observe this. This is my function here I've taken. Right, sir. Now here what I want to do now, just simply I want to display account details, not more than that. I want to display which one? Account details. So print off I'll provide which one? They know account details. The next one is which one? Then after that, print off. Here, I need to provide which one? Online space. Then after that, print off. Here, I need to provide like which one? Employee, sorry, account number, comma. Here, what I have to provide, sir? Parameter is available or not? So here, we need to provide which one there? Account number. That's okay. Next one is which one? Print off. Now, okay. Next one is which one? Account holder name. Account holder name, comma. Here what we have to provide, then observe this clearly. Account holder name. Then next one, print off account type. Then what next one here now? Alright, colon account type. That's okay, fine. Next one is which one? Then after that, print off. Now what next one here? Account type, account balance. I need to provide. If no balance is provided, at least minimum balance I have to provide. Minimum balance for each and every account is which one there? No, 10,000. Observe this clearly, like this. Now here comma here we need to provide which one? No balance here we need to provide. That's okay. My function is completed. Clear or not? All right, sir. Then after that, after completion of this, what I will do now? I need to access this function. Create account function. Now here create account. Here I need to provide the data. Which data here I need to provide there? Account number. Here I want to provide ABC123, comma, account holder name. Let's say for example Durga, comma, all of you observe this clearly, comma, any requirement to provide remaining values? Not required to provide remaining values. If you want to provide remaining values, we can provide. But default values will be overridden with our new values here. That totally depending on our requirement. Okay, sir. Now here, I want to call this function like this. Here we are able to get some output. Observe this now clearly. All of you understand this now? Output here we are getting. What is that output now? Account number ABC123, account holder name Durga, account type savings, and account balance is which one? 10,000. Here the condition, here the what is my application requirement? If user has not provided any account type, no, by default, which account that application has to take? No savings accounts. That's the concept here, what we achieved now. Okay, that is not my point here. Next one is which one? I want to provide new data also. I want to provide new data also. Let me provide print one line space. Then after that, what I will do now? Create an account. Here I need to provide this. First of all, here I want to provide which one? XYZ123 colon. Next one is which one? Like I want to provide which one here? Right, sir. Some account holder name. Then after that, what next one here? I need to provide which one? Can now tell me account type I need to provide or not? Tell me how I'm going to provide this account type variable. No, can I use directly current? No, can I use directly current? And the next one is which one? Then after that, comma. Then what next one here? No, I want to provide like which one? Balance. What I want to provide here? Let's say for example, like this guy provided 1 lakh here I provided for example. Observe this. This is my data. Right, sir. Now let me check this. So here, which value here we are getting there now? So first one is which one? Normal savings account. But I provided our new data or not? Current and as well as which one? No. 1 lakh here I have provided values here. That means default values I don't require now. In place of default values, what we provided there no? New values here. My application required values here I provided. So this is one example here we have to understand. about our content here. Right, sir. Now, example here we need to identify. This is about create accounts and all the things here I provided. And output also here I want to provide now. Here we have to observe this. Output like which one here? Two times here we are getting account details. Right, sir. Two times here we are getting this data. That's okay, fine. So next one is after completion of this particular example, another point is which one? Is it possible to provide both positional arguments and default arguments in a single function? No. Yes, we can apply it. But what is the condition now? But the condition is first we have to provide which one? Positional arguments. After that only we have to provide which one? Default arguments. That's okay. Leave this one. After completion of this, in Python function, it is possible to provide both the default arguments and keyword arguments in a single function. First, we have to provide which one? Keyword argument. Then only we have to provide which one? No, default arguments. First, we have to provide which one? Keyword argument. After that only default argument here we have to provide. That is anyway. Program is not provided separately. If you want to provide program, there also here we can implement it clearly. What I want to provide there no. First, I want to provide which one? Simple example. Namesake example I want to take. Def m1 is a function here I have taken. Now inside this, just I want to provide which one? Just a test case. I want to provide test case like okay fine. Now what next one can now tell me no? This is my function. I need to call which one can no? M1 function. Right. So now let me check it here. If we run this one, we are able to get test case. That's okay. Now tell me what about our point here? Keyword arguments and as well as which one? Default arguments here I want to provide. What is this keyword argument now? Observe this clearly. A is equal to A. I want to provide comma, B, comma, and C. For example, let me take add function. Now here also I want to provide which one? Add. I want to call like this. I need to provide some values also. Okay, I want to provide like which one here? Add colon, comma. Here I need to provide which one? A plus B plus C. That's okay. So now here I need to provide some values. What are the values here? 10 comma 20 comma 30 here I provided sir. Normal parameters, positional parameters here I'm providing it. Okay, 60 as a value here we are getting normal. But my point is which one? Keyword arguments and default arguments. Keyword arguments are which one can now tell me? Keyword argument is equal to A is equal to 10 here we provided. And the default arguments are which one can know? I want to provide here values like which one? B is equal to 20 and C is equal to which one can know 30 I want to provide. Sir, observe this now. Whenever we provided B is equal to 20 and C is equal to 30, right, sir. Now observe this clearly. Just I provided A value 10, B value is which one 20 and C value 30. A is which one now tell me? Which is positional argument or keyword argument? Keyword argument. Why? Because to the key name I provided that value, keyword argument. But B and C are which one now? B and C are which one? Default arguments. B and C are which one? Default arguments. Let me check it. Are getting any error here? No. Are getting any error? No. No error we are getting. So first we are providing which one? Keyword argument. Next we provided which one? Default arguments. That's okay. This example here I want to include. Just leave it. I will provide anyway this example. That means another case also I will provide. No. Right, sir. Now here I will provide which one here? Output. Output for this is which one here? You can understand it. Add 60 is an output here we are getting. Sir, yesterday all these points are discussed with you. Now I am giving more proofs, more content here. Another example I want to provide. In this example here, what I have to do there? Now tell me reverse case. What is this reverse case, sir? Now tell me. First of all, I want to provide which one? Default argument. Then I want to provide. Later I want to provide which one here? No? Keyword arguments now. So here what I will provide now? First one is which one here? I did not provide any value. I did not provide any value. Then what next one here we need to provide? 20 comma 30 I have to provide. But 20 comma 30 is which one? Which value is now? 20 comma 30 is for A and B or B and C? A and B or B and C? It's a confusion. Okay, if I provide comma 30, 40 if I provide no, what will happen? Are you getting any error no? Are you removing error no? No error can. Understand my point here no? So that's why the point is which one there. If you want to provide keyword argument and default arguments no, first we have to provide which one? First, we have to provide which one? Keyword argument. Then only we have to provide which one? No, like which one? Default argument. First, if we provide default argument, next if we provide keyword argument, no error we are able to get here. What is that error here? We are able to get up to this clearly. That error would be like which one here? No syntax error. Non-default argument to follows which one? default arguments. That error here we are getting clearly. Right, so this error case also here we have to take now anyway. Already positive case we have taken. Actual example we have taken. That error case also here we have to take. Status is which one? Error. What is this error here we are getting there? No. Syntax error, non-default document follows default documents. That is the reason why we are getting error clearly. Right, sir. So next one is which one? This example I have done there. Variable length argument. What is that point here I have given there in the last class? No. In Python applications, if we define any function with n number of positional arguments, then we must access that function by passing the same n number of argument values. Is it clear or not? Okay. It is not possible to access that function by passing n plus 1 number of values and n minus 1 number of values to the positional parameters. Right, sir. In Python applications, if we define any function with n number of positional arguments, then we must access that function by passing the same n number of argument values. It is not possible to access that function by passing n plus 1 number of argument values, n plus 1 number of and n minus 1 number of argument values to the positional parameters, positional arguments. Right. This is the point here. We need to understand it. Next one is which one? Then after that, after completion of this total content here, as per the requirement, if you want to access any function by passing variable number of argument values, then we have to use which one? Variable length argument. What is the syntax of this variable length argument here? We need to understand it clearly. The point is which one? Def function star n and some intersections. Def function star n. The star n is representing which one? Any number of argument values. Any number of argument values here we can pass there now. Tell me, sir. If we access the function which is having variable length argument by passing n number of argument values, then all the argument values will be stored in a tuple. All the argument values are stored in which one? A tuple, and it is referred by variable length argument name. Variable length argument name. Right, sir. Def is equal to def add of star n. That example also here I provided clearly. So here we are getting some output clearly. So I called this function by using zero number of argument values. Second one I called with one argument. Second one I called with 10, 20. Third one I called with which one? 10, 20, 30. Now here, output here we are able to get number of arguments, and every time here we are getting this output clearly. Right, sir. Up to this part here we completed in the last class. Is it clear or not? Leave this one. Now here I have few questions. What are my few questions now? Listen carefully. Is it possible to provide other arguments along with the variable length arguments or not? Positional arguments. First of all, let me try with which one? Positional arguments are possible or not with the variable length arguments. That's my question. After checking this positional arguments, then I will check with which one they know keyword arguments. Next one is which one no default arguments. I want to check with that. Let us check this whether they are possible or not possible. Right, sir. I need to go for some conclusion. Now try to recognize this conclusion here, all of you know. Right, sir. Now what about my function here now? Def. Here I want to provide which one here now? Add off. Here what I need to provide now? Star n. Star n is which one, sir? No default, that means variable length argument. So variable length argument. Just I want to provide which one? Like I want to go for which one? Directly I want to display that n is a value I want to display. Right, sir. Now observe this clearly. My point is which one? Is it possible to provide positional arguments or not? Along with this variable length arguments. Okay. Comma A comma B I provided. Listen carefully. I want to call this. What I want to call this actually n comma A comma B I want to display anyway. Now observe this clearly what I want to provide. No, I want to call add function where with respect to this variable length argument, I want to provide 10 comma 20 I provided. And with respect to A comma B, I want to provide which one? 22.22 comma 33.33. Let me run this. Is it possible or not here? We have to check it. Right, sir. Here we are getting some error. Type error we are getting add missing to required keyword, missing to required keyword only arguments. Keyword only arguments. A and B. Keyword only arguments. Okay. Positional arguments are not possible. Anyway, error we are getting. It is giving some session for us now. What is that session? A is equal to 22.22, B is equal to 33.33. What it is providing up to this now? Let me check it now. We are getting error or not? No error we are getting. Tell me what is the conclusion here now? What is the conclusion? After the variable length argument, positional arguments are not allowed. But which arguments are allowed now? Keyword arguments are allowed. After which one? After which one? Now tell me. After which one? Variable length argument. Please recognize this point. Okay. For example, is it possible to provide default argument? No. Default arguments? No. Let me check it. A is equal to, let's say for example, 10. No? Okay, not a 10 here. 100 I want to provide. B is equal to 200 I want to provide. Okay. Now here what I will do, just can I provide like this by removing this? Is it possible? Default arguments are possible or not? That I need to check here. What you are getting? Possible or not possible? Tell me. One conclusion we are getting. What is this conclusion? It is possible to provide. Okay. After the variable length argument, positional arguments are not possible. But which arguments are possible? Keyword arguments are possible. Default arguments are possible. Please remember this conclusion. These conclusions are not available even in our material also. But we have to recognize these points here. So these are not, might be. After the variable length arguments, positional arguments are not possible. But keyword arguments and default arguments are possible. This is one question or not? Okay. This is one point. Let me pair up this point here. In uh, in the case of in the case of variable length arguments, in the case of variable length arguments, we are unable to provide positional arguments for the variable length arguments, but we are able to provide keyword arguments and what next one here no default arguments after variable length arguments in a function, right? This is one conclusion. Maybe interviewer may ask a question to you along with variable length arguments, which things are possible and which things are not possible. That question here we are able to get. So here we are getting this answer. This is one answer here we have to follow, right, sir? All of you observe this clearly. Now here output also here I am able to provide like which output here we are getting there. Right, sir. This output here we are getting. Observe this copy. Okay, fine. Next, another case here. What I am telling you, this is exactly which one here no. Right, one case no. Then another case is which one here no. Keyword arguments and default arguments can be provided. Now I want to remove which one there no, and I want to remove this A and B. Here I want to provide which one here no. Like 10 comma 20 comma A is equal to 100 comma B is equal to 200. We are providing that. So confusion is resolved by providing keyword argument or default arguments. Confusion is resolved. Otherwise, it will be a confusion. These values for which one? Is that for like which one here variable length argument or for normal argument? That's the question now. That's the problem here. That's why confusion is resolved here now. So now here, this is one program. Here we are getting some output also. Okay. So these are extreme level topics, sir. Just we need to understand these points now. Most of the people may not analyze up to this level. Just they may give definitions of these functions. But we have to understand this content also. This is one thing. Right, sir. Next one. I want to give that wrong case also. What is this wrong case here? Now tell me. I want to provide which one can know normal parameters 10 comma. Now here I want to provide 100 comma 200. Right, sir. If we provide this, what we are able to get now? What we are getting there? Error we are getting. Observe this. This is a program here we have to provide. Now here we are getting error. So what is this output here we are getting now? Output for this is which one? Type error here we are getting. This is the error here we are getting. This error message is giving clarity type error, add missing two required keyword only arguments. That means it is saying clearly A and B must be which one? No, keyword only arguments. This is one point. Okay, this is before which one here no? Before the, that means after the variable length argument. But what about this before variable length argument? I want to check that before case also. No? Sir, all of you are following or not? I want to check before case also no. Let me check this before cases no. I want to remove this. Now here also be I want to remove this. I want to provide A comma B comma like this here I provide it. Now observe this. Now first of all I want to provide which one here A comma B comma N I provide it. Tell me sir. 10 20 I provided for A and B. 100 and 200 I am providing for which one there no variable length arguments. Now is it possible? Right. Successfully. So positional arguments are possible before the variable length argument or not? Positional arguments are possible before the variable length argument. This is one example. Right, sir. Let me pair up this point also. No, this is one example. In this example, here what we provided here, positional arguments here we provided before the variable argument. Now that output is which one here? No, we are getting 10, 20, and like this output we are getting. That's okay. And another example here, what I want to check there, I want to check for which one here no. All of you observe this. I want to check with which one here. Keyword arguments here I want to provide. Keyword arguments in the sense which one? A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. Very clear. Okay, keyword argument here we provided, but 100 and 200 are which one there no? It's not providing. Anyway, it's showing some error here. Um, Positional arguments follows which one there no? Keyword arguments. Again, this problem is coming. What we are getting there no? Positional arguments follows keyword argument. Um, First, as per the condition, what we have to provide? First, positional arguments. Next, what next one? Keyword argument. But it seems this is which one can know? This is positional argument. But these two are which one they know? Keyword arguments. So problem is coming. So what is the condition can know? Normal. Keyword arguments are not allowed before which one no? Before which one no? Like before variable length argument. Observe this. This is a problem here. Next one. Default arguments are possible or not? Anyway, here we are getting error no. Observe this error here. Understand this? Error we are getting. Sir, really is getting call no? Huh? Really is getting call really? No. I'm sure about it. Just he's acting. Take a mobile phone and keep on here and walking there. Then see, observe him after this classroom no. His mobile is not working. His mobile is available in his pocket. Check it. Am I right? Right, definitely, sure, sir. All these overactions already be completed, sir, at our academics. No? Yeah? Right, sir. Come for it. And output for this is which one here now? And this is syntax error here, we are getting it. And the next one. So what is this conclusion now? Tell me. Before variable length argument, which arguments are not possible? Keyword arguments are not possible. Remember these conclusions. Positional arguments are possible or not? But keyword arguments are not possible. That's okay. That's another example here I'm telling now. After these keyword arguments, what about this next one here? Default arguments here I want to provide. Default arguments here I want to provide. Observe this clearly. A is equal to 10. I want to provide. B is equal to 20. So possible or not possible here I want to provide. Default arguments. Let me check it. Yes, possible, but what we are getting there now? Empty. Why? Because this 100, 200 are providing values for which one? No? A and B. But no value is available for which one? No? N. But possible, then what happened there? No? No values are available for which one? No? N. Understand my point? Here also cases we can define there. Okay. First two values will be assigned for which one? No? Default arguments only. But no value is available for which one? Star N. Okay. For example, if I provide 300 comma 400. Now tell me what will happen. Tell me, sir. 300 comma 400. What will happen there? Remaining 300 and 400 is assigned to which one there? No star and or not. Observe this clearly now. Right, sir. So anyway, conclusion is which one is possible. We can provide which one like default arguments are possible before which one no variable length argument. Is it clear or not? It is possible, right, sir? But the thing is which one? If we provide equal number of default arguments as the argument values in the function call, these two values will be assigned to which one default arguments only. No value is available for which one no variable length argument. But if you provide more values, that extended values will be taken inside which one no variable length argument. Understand my point? So now again observe this. This is another example. Right, sir. Now output is which one for this? All of you observe this now. This is output here we are going to take. Right. Sir, just now I'm discussing about each and every point. It's okay. It's difficult to remember all these points at a time. So at your home you have to practice this example. You must practice these examples, then only here we are able to get this content. Otherwise you are unable to remember it. Now tell me, sir. All right, sir. Now tell me what exactly the content here we are discussing, tell me the conclusion there. Now tell me in a function, in a function, positional arguments are possible before which one here no? Before variable length arguments. Okay, now understand it. In a function, positional arguments and what next one here? Last one no? Default arguments default arguments are possible before variable length arguments, but which things are not possible? Now tell me. Keyword arguments, keyword arguments are not possible before variable length arguments. Right. That's it. This is my point here. We have to understand. Respect the examples here I provided clearly each and every case now. All the values here we have to understand. But I have a question now. I have a question. Please answer for my question now. What is my question? See, all these are questions only. Is it possible to provide other arguments along with the variable length arguments or not? That's my question. Tell me what is the final conclusion. Before variable length argument, before variable length argument, which arguments are possible? Positional arguments are possible. Default arguments are possible, but which thing is not possible? Keyword argument is not possible. If you provide keyword argument, there is a error like which one? Positional argument. That means positional argument follows which one? Keyword argument. That error we are getting. Leave it. Next one. After the variable length argument, which arguments are possible? Now tell me. Positional arguments are possible or not possible? Not possible. Next one is default arguments and keyword arguments. Both are possible. Three times, right? Two times only. Girlfriend, huh? Huh? Right, sir. Good. Anyway, right. Anyway, now coming to our point here. Python is important now. Listen carefully. Right, sir. Now my question is which one? All of you listen carefully. Is it possible to provide? Is it possible to provide more than one variable length arguments? Is it possible to provide more than one variable arguments in a single function? In a single function, if you know Java, if you have some awareness on Java, I think the answer may be very simple. Uh, like where are two methods topic I completed in Java. If you know the topic, then this part is very simple. Anyway, I'll show the proofs. No need to worry for that. Now tell me, sir, what is the answer? At least we have to guess it. What exactly the answer? Is it possible to provide more than one variable length arguments in a single function, in a single Python function? Possible or not possible? Right, sir. Right. Now, okay, I'll give the definition. No. So, def, what I want to take no, as is, add, I'll provide. Tell me inside this here what I will provide now. Star N1. Up to this is okay, fine, no problem. Okay. Then print off. I'll provide this N1. Next one is which one? Comma star N2. Now, now see this. Here we are getting some problem here. Star N2, comma star N2. Star N2 is which one there? Now tell me another variable length argument. Now tell me possible or not possible? Possible or not possible? All right, sir. N1 dot join is not available. Anyway, tuple in the tuple it is not available. Okay, no problem here. N1 comma N2. I want to display here. No issues. But possible or not possible? Here we are getting some error here. In ID PyCharm ID here we are getting that error. Syntax error, invalid syntax. Tell me what is the result here now? What is the conclusion now? Tell me. Possible or not possible? Not possible. Through examples here we are getting this content. So output is which one here? No syntax error here we are getting. What is this syntax error now? Invalid syntax. Syntax error, invalid syntax. Right. See, observe these points now. Already we have taken. Now that point here I want to provide. No, it is not possible to provide. It is not possible to provide more than one variable argument, variable length arguments, variable length arguments. It is not possible to provide more than one variable length arguments, right, in a single function. In a single function. In the case of Java, we have a reason. What was that reason there? Vararg, that means variable vararg parameter should be the last parameter in a method. That reason I can give there. But here we don't have such kind of reason. Why? Because after this vararg parameter also, vararg variable length argument also, other arguments are provided. So I cannot give the type of conclusion. That's why here just simply we can understand more than one variable length argument in a single function is not possible. Why? Because it's a bit confusion, sir. Why it is confusion? No, observe this clearly. I'm giving clarity on it. Why it is a confusion? No. For example, I may call this add function. Inside this add function, 10, or 20, 30, 40, 50 values have taken. But which values on which variable length argument now tell me? Which values will be assigned to which variable length argument? Is a bit confusion or not? Is a bit confusion or not? So we are not specifying clearly to which one it is a value. No. That's why here it is a problem. Or else maybe, can I check like this? N1 is equal to next N2 is equal to, can I provide like this? Is it possible? Even though we specified like this, but in the syntax wise we are getting error or not? Syntax error we are getting. Basically the syntax is not allowed. Syntax is not allowed. Understand my point here? That's why it is not possible. Even though if you provide like this, values here, but the syntax is not possible here. Anyway, leave it. It is not possible finally. So this is what exactly the content here. You can understand about which one now. Like arguments. Number of arguments here we provided clearly. Right, sir. This topic here we completed. We can understand it now. Next one is variables inside these functions. Variables in Python. Functions topic is not completed. Just we completed which one here? No, only that basic arguments, function syntax, and all the things here we completed. Next, we need to talk about variables. Tell me, sir, in a Python, in a Python, there are two types of variables. There are two types of variables. What are the two types of variables? First one is which one? Local variables. And the second one is which one? Can know? Global variables. Yes, sir. Local variables. And second one is which one? No? Global variables. Observe this clearly. So what is this local variable and what is this global variable? We have to understand it clearly. If we declare any variable inside a function, then that variable is having that variable is called as which one? Local variable. That variables are having scope up to which one? No, up to the respective function only. They are not available to which one? Other functions. Clear or not? So if we declare any variable inside a function, then that variable is called as which one? Local variable. That variable is having scope up to which one? No, up to the respective function only. Up to this. I want to give clarity on this to know. First point is which one there? Observe clearly. Local variable. If we declare and initialize, that means if we declare any variable inside a function, inside a function, then that variable is called as local variable, where local variables are having scope up to the respective function, where local variables are having scope up to the respective function. Right, sir? One example here I want to provide. Observe this now. Listen carefully. What is my example here? Therefore, add A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. Print off. Here I want to provide which one? Add, comma, A plus B. I'll provide this. Tell me, sir, one function I defined. Inside this functional, I provided which one? A value and B value. Clear or not? A value is 10 and B value is which one? No, 20. I provided. Okay, fine. Next one is def sub I want to provide. Observe carefully, all of you know. Now tell me, A value and B value are declared inside this which one? Add function. Am I right or not? Now here, I want to provide like which one? Print sub colon. Here I want to provide comma A minus B. Is it possible? Error we are getting or not? Why we are getting error now? We have to confirm it. Why we are getting error? A value and B value we define inside which one? Add function. Not inside this which one can no sub function. But that A value and B value both are valid up to the add function. They are not available to which one? No sub function. Observe this. But my requirement is which one? Inside this sub function. Inside this sub function, I want to provide A is equal to like which one? 20 and A is equal to 20 and B is equal to, I'll provide which one? Like a 10 I want to provide. Observe this clearly. Now here itself I want display print of like which one here? A, comma A. I want to display this value also. Next one is which one? Print of like B. I want to display this B value also. Observe this clearly, comma B. So both I want display. A value and B value I want display. What is the problem here? Here also I want to display both A value and B value. Then after that I want to perform which one? Subtraction. This is about clearly which one can know? Sub. Observe this clearly. Next one is which one? Then similarly here I want to take which one? Multiplication here I want to take. Mul. Function here I want to take. Right, sir? Now def. Here what I will provide here no? Mul. Multiplication I want to provide. Now here I want to provide which one here? 5 and 10. So A value and B value I am able to provide. Now here I will provide which one? Star. Observe this. How many functions get declared now? Tell me. Three functions declared. In all three functions, I provided which one here now? All three functions I provide which one? A value, B value, the respective operations here we are performing. Now observe this clearly. I want to display like which one here? I want to call add. Then after that, one line space. I want to provide. Next one is which one here? Then after that, sub. I want to provide. I want to have line space. Next one is which one there? I want to call which one? Mul. Let us check this. What exactly the outputs here we are able to get now? So we are getting some outputs. Observe this output here. A value, B value, and add 30. A value, B value, sub is 10 now. A value, B value, and not subs. Last, what I have to provide, you know, multiplication. Multiplication here I provided. Let me run it again. So here we are getting which one? A value, B value, 10 or 20, add is which one? 30. A value, B value, 20, 10, sub is which one? 10. A value, B value, 5 and 10, mul is which one? 50. That's it. Now tell me, these are exactly which variables can know? Which variables can be declared? Local variables or global variables now? Local variables or global variables? Local variables. That's okay, fine. All of you observe this. This is an example for which one? Local variables. So I said to you clearly, these variables are having scope up to which one? No, up to the respective function only, not more than that. output here I want to provide for this. Now, next one is which one? Then after that, after completion of this, I need to talk about global variables. What is this global variable? Now tell me. If we declare, if we declare any variable outside of the functions, in outside of the functions, if we declare any variable in outside of the functions, then that variable is called as global variables. That variables are called as which one? No? Global variables. Global variable. That's okay. Right, sir. Now, example here I want to provide for this global variable. All of you understand this. See, and I want to give one more point here. Try to understand it now. A is equal to 10 now, and B is equal to 5. So variables here I have taken. All of you observe this now. Def of, you have to put your mind here. Easily we can understand it. Def of add I want to perform. All of you observe clearly. Def of add. Print of add. Can I use directly like this? A plus B. Possible or not possible? Okay. Now here. Print of A. A colon comma A. We provide it. Similarly, print of B value also I want to provide. B comma. Here what we have to provide there? B add of like this I provided. Sir, you have to give answer for it. Is it possible? Okay. Then next one is which one? Def. I want to provide which one? Can no sub. Here I'll provide the same thing. Sub. What's the value here? A minus 5. A minus B. Possible or not possible? Next one is def of mul. Here I'll provide like which one? Can no mul. Tell me, sir. A star B. Possible or not possible? Possible or not possible? Okay, fine. I need to call these functions. Add. Next one is which one? They know sub. Next one is which one? No mul. All these functions I called here. Yes, sir. Can I run this example? What are the outputs we are expecting now? First one is 15. Add is 15. Sub is which one? 5. Mul is which one? 15. Okay. Asterisk. A value 10. B value is 5. Add sub mul. So now tell me where I declare these variables now? Outside of the function. So they are called as which one? Global function. They are called as which one? Global function. Observe this clearly. So these global variables, not function, global variables. These global variables are having throughout the method, throughout the application. Any number of functions here we can take in all the functions that global variables are having scope here. Observe this now. Now, what was that point here I've given there? If we declare any variable in outside of the functions, then that variable is called as which one? Global variables. Now, the point is which one? Where global variables are having scope throughout the functions, throughout the throughout the application, throughout the modular application. Okay, throughout the application, throughout the program. That is throughout the program in the sense that is in all the functions which are existed in the present file, present Python file, present file. Okay, fine. Example I'll provide. This is the example here we have to follow. Now here, output here I want to provide. Try to understand this. Right, sir. This output here we are providing. Now, listen carefully. Another point here I'm asking, simple program I want to write. Try to answer for it. Different points here I want to discuss with you. Now try to recognize this. For example, A is equal to 10 I provided, sir. Def function I have taken. Def function I have taken. B is equal to 20 I have taken. Clear? A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. Print of A value percentage D percentage A. Print of B value percentage D and percentile, like which one can know? B. Right. Now tell me, if I call function, will I get output? No. Which output we are able to get? 10, no, 20. Output we are able to get or not? A value 10, B value 20. That's okay. Up to this, I'm not having any problem. Okay. Change. A is equal to 20 now. A is equal to 20. Now here, I want to provide which one instead of this? Local variable. Now here, I want to provide which one here? Global variable. Global variable value. Local variable value. Next one is which one? Global variable value. Percentage. Local variable value, global variable value, percentage. Um, Now here I need to provide percentage A only. This A is which one? There no global variable. Tell me which output we are able to get. Huh? Is it 20 and 20 or 20 and 10? 20 and 20, 20, 10 now. Sure? 20 and 10. Okay, I have executed this program. Observe this clearly. What we are getting there now? 20 and 20. Right. Okay. I want to remove this value. Personnel not required. Their automatically values are displayed there, are not required. Now tell me. This is exactly. So local variable value and global variable value here I want to ask. Which value here we are getting there no type error not at all, not all arguments converted during string formation. No, commas, personnel I have to remove, commas I have to provide. Oh, okay. Right. This is right answer. Now tell me. Which output here we are expecting there no? Same. Local variable value is which one? 20. Global variable value is which one? No? 20. But my global variable value is which one? 10 we are getting. But I need to get 10. But here I got which one there? No? 20. In the case of Java, no, this keyword is available. In the case of Java, this keyword is available. But here, this keyword is not existed. This keyword is available or not, we will check it later on. Are you getting my point now? Okay. But what about this situation here now? What is the point here now? So now here A is equal to 20 I provided. So the 20 here we are getting. But one point is very clear. When we declare same variables with the different values at a local and at a global, first PVM will search for the variable at local. If that variable is not available at local, then that variable will be searched at which level here now? Global. I commented this A value, local A value. Now here we are able to get which values now? 10, 10. We are able to get 10 and 10. Are get my point or not? So first JVM will search for which one? At local. That variables. If the variables are not available at local, then that variables are searched at which level they know? Global. Understand my point here? So this is the searching process. But anyway, my requirement is very clear. Same set of variables are exist at local and as well as at which one? Global. So local value I can display directly if I access it. Automatically I'm able to get value. But how am I able to get global value? That's my requirement. How am I able to get global value? That's my requirement. This keyword is not available in the case of Python. If it is available, it's very clear. So I can use this dot here. That's fine. But this keyword is not available. Can I go for self keyword? Can I use like this self? No. No. As a parameter to the functions only, we are going to use self. That is current instance representation. It's okay. The topic I will discuss with you later on anyway. But self is also not possible. Now tell me, what I have to do now? Right. For this particular reason, for this particular purpose, Python has provided a predefined function. Python has provided a predefined function, that is which one? Globals. Globals of here we need to take type like this, we need to take. Then we are able to get our content like which one here? No, write this one, local variable value and global variable value, like this here we are getting. Observe this now. If we run this example here, we are able to get values now. Observe this. What is local variable? 20. What is global variable? 10. Local variables and global variable values here we are getting clearly. So 10, that means first A value is which one? 20. And like that means this A value is which one? The global value. That is which one? No, 10 we are getting. Yes, sir. Is it clear or not? So what is this function here? What is the conclusion here? Now tell me. The conclusion will be very clear. When we have when we have same when we have same set of variables, that means when we have same variables at local and global with different values or same value, that doesn't matter, but same variables names are available, then always first priority will be given for which one? Local variables. Where if you want to access global variable, there we have to use a function. What is that function? There no globals function we have to use, where list of elements here we have to provide list of variable names. Which variables we want to make as global, that variables names here we have to provide. Then only we are able to access which one? No, global variable value. Sir, is it clear or not? This is one approach here I'm telling to you. Let me complete this conclusion. I may think about other approaches also, just understand it, no? Then what is this punch here, no? In a Python program, in a Python program, if you have, if you have, if you have variables at a local and at a global with the same name, with the same name and with the different values, and with the different values, then if we access that variable, if we access that variable in a current function, in a current function, then in a current function, then PVM in a current function, then PVM will access, then PVM will search for or will access local variable value. PVM will access local variable value. Okay, local variable value. PVM will not access global variable value. PVM will access local variable value. PVM will not access global variable value. Why? Because, okay, the reason is not required. But in this context, if you want to access global variable value, in this context, if you want to access global variable value, then we have to use a predefined function. Then we have to use a predefined function like which one? Globals of here we need to provide which one? Var name. We need to provide like this. Var name like this here we have to provide. Then only here we are able to access which one? Global variable function. Now example here I want to provide no for the same thing globals function. Okay. Sir, all of you are following my points or not? Anyway, by default, what is the point here we have to remember? When we access a function and we access a variable in the function, what is PVM searching process now? Tell me. What is PVM searching process now? Tell me. First, PVM will search for the variable at which level? At a local. If that variable is not available at local, then only PVM will search at which level there? No? Global. Understand? Even let me write that information also. Right, sir. If we access any variable in a function, then PVM will search for that variable at a local first. If that variable is not existed, that variable is not existed at the local, then PVM will search for it. PVM will search for it at a global. This is the searching process here we have to follow. Right, sir. I have one more doubt about this particular example. I want to go for one more thing. What about this another thing here? See, observe this now. Just I'm thinking about this another point here. First, I provided which one local variable value colon a. Can I use global keyword? It is available global keyword a. If I provide global keyword a, is it required to use like this? No. Is it required to use like this directly? Can I specify a? Let me check it. Global a. If I specify like this, then what we are able to get? No. Prior to global declaration. Okay, fine. That's it. Some other location I will use this, but it might not be possible. I'm thinking about global A. If I use that global A, what we are able to get, but already local A is available. That's why we may not get this clearly. That's why here we are getting error. It's anyway, it's not possible. This global keyword is not possible. We must use which one? No, globals. Globals functionality here we have to use. Clear. Right, sir. So anyway, now this is about clearly which one can know, which functionality can know, local variable and global variable. These two things here we have to understand clearly. Yes, sir. Is it clear or not? Right, sir. So now the time is 11:50 almost all. Required any break? Small break. Just 5 minutes. Right. Take 5 minutes break and come back. I'll go for the continuation of these functions. Functions topic is not completed. I'll continue this content here. Just I have few minutes break.